So I'm doing another video about Angela Davis. Yes, because there has been a few people here and there, like Kathy Young back in 2019, who really went through the whole history of Angela Davis. So here's another place where Angela Davis and every American that continues to want to support BLM or any of these organizations just realize something. When they talk about how oppressed America is, and these same people that supposedly champion gay rights, look, you can't go anywhere in the Middle East and be gay, openly gay. You cannot. You will be thrown off buildings. Everybody knows that. Most people know that. If you don't know that, then you're still drinking the Kool-Aid. And I don't mean the Jim Jones cyanide Kool-Aid, which I'll get to in a minute with her. But I mean literally, you're drinking the Kool-Aid, believing their bullshit. That America is the most racist. No, it's not. America is the least racist. We don't throw gay people off buildings. Now, they like to make it seem like, oh, there's the trans community, there's so much violence against them. No, anybody that's paying attention realizes that most of the violence that's been committed to children has been by trans people, trans men. Or women violence is real women. I mean, is against trans men saying they're women and then abusing women. So that's just a known fact that you will never hear it from this group, but they will never denounce the communist countries that do kill gay people and do kill women if they're not dressed a certain way. So shut up with that. America's the most racist country. No, we are not. So this woman had went into the whole history of why she should not be admired. She's been given award after award by communist countries, USSR, East Germany, Berlin. And anybody who reaches out to her to help with the cause, like she won't help with somebody that wanted to leave a socialist country and return to a capitalist one. She says you get what you deserve. Yeah, she's a nasty woman though. Not because of the color of her skin. Bernadine Dorn is white. She's just as nasty as her. Because they're violent people. And they use this, we're freedom fighters, as a way to hide that they're criminals. Like, let's just call them for what they are. They're physically brutal criminals. They're not freedom fighters. And I didn't realize how brutal the Black Panthers were, quite frankly. It's rather disgusting, even to their own. It's like it's just another gang. So this goes on to talk about this article, how some people have taken awards away from her because of realizing, yeah, you know, we probably shouldn't be supporting violent people. Davis gained international fame and was widely seen as a political prisoner. John Lennon and Yoko Ono wrote a song called Angela about her. Rolling Stones wrote a song about her called Sweet Black Angel. Her supporters included progressive churches and some wealthy business people. In 1972, she was acquitted by a sympathetic all-white jury. I guess that wasn't enough for her to see that we're not racist anymore when a whole white jury got her off. Such nonsense games. Davis has always insisted upon her total innocence on the courtroom attack. Yeah, the courtroom attack led to a judge being killed. Okay, so this is why she's referred to as a murderer. I'm not going to go into all that. You can look it up. But there is no doubt about her links to the Black Panthers, a group that, despite recent attempts to romanticize it, was responsible for some of the most horrific violence, often against its own members who were accused of betrayal or who got caught up into factional conflicts. In a speech at a Black Panthers rally in Oakland, California, in 1969, Davis reminds the crowd that the sisters and brothers in Connecticut are still in jail. This is a reference to the Black Panthers arrested for the murder of 19-year-old Alex Rackley, who had joined the party several months earlier and was wrongly accused of being an FBI informant. He was shot dead, but only after 3 days of beatings and torture by the Black Panthers, including pouring scalding water on him. One could say that the Panthers' violence took place in the context of fighting back against brutal racial oppression. Like what I said, what they like to hide behind is we have to do this because it's about black power and it's about being freedom fighters. No, if you're going to physically abuse, beat, torture, and kill people, then let's just call you what you are. You're not a freedom fighter, no matter how much the universities and the overeducated want to make these people out to be freedom fighters. They're just straight up criminals. But that does not excuse their own brutality, often against victims who are among the most vulnerable and disadvantaged. In the years that followed, Davis was also a strong ally of Jim Jones of the Jonestown commune in Guinea. Is it Guinea, maybe? It's Guyana. I may be pronouncing that wrong. I apologize. Which this ended, most people know how Jonestown ended. It ended with everybody drinking Kool-Aid with cyanide in it and committing suicide. The people that they tried to get out, they shot. There was people that did not want to kill themselves, and they left with the politician that had come in there. But they gunned them all down at the airport, so nobody lived. That's how crazy the whole. And yet she was friends with Jim Jones. Davis had visited the East Berlin, when she got out of jail, visited East Berlin, Cuba in the late 60s and had come to admire those regimes. She became a star to them on the Soviet bloc and all of that. So, yeah, she went on like this tour, got all these awards, medals. She was praised. On her trip to East Germany, Davis visited the Berlin Wall, where 262 people were killed trying to escape from communist paradise to capitalist hell. A 1972 photo shows her glowing as she shakes hands with Erich Honecker, the general secretary of the East German Communist Party, who gave orders to shoot at escapees. And then there's this. So this was a radio address to the Jim Jones, and his People's Temple, which is what it was called. And she had said that, so this is basically what she said. This is Angela Davis. I would like to say to my friend Jim Jones and all my sisters and brothers from the People's Temple, know that there are people here, not only in the San Francisco Bay Area, but also across the country, who are supporting you, who are with you. I can personally speak for the National Alliance Against Racism and Political Oppression in cities throughout the country, from Birmingham, Alabama, and then it's inaudible part of it, and that there are people who are aware of the contributions of the People's Temple to our efforts, for example, to free Reverend Ben Chavez and the Wilmington 10. We know that you have participated and brought people to all marches and demonstrations, and thousands of petitions that have been sent to government officials have been circulated and signed by members of the People's Temple. And so we are very deeply obligated to you for what you have done to further the fight for justice, to further the struggle against oppression, to further the fight against racism. I know you are in a very difficult situation right now, and there is a conspiracy, a very profound conspiracy designed to destroy the contributions which you have made to our struggle. And this is why I must tell you that we feel that we are under attack as well. When you are attacked, it is because of your progressive stand, and we feel that it is directly an attack against us as well. Therefore, more of us need to know that we will be carrying on this idea that we will do everything in our power to ensure your safety and your ability to keep on struggling. Yeah, well, I guess she didn't really care if they all killed themselves, right? In response to loud applauses during this of hundreds of people with Jim Jones in the People's Temple, attempted to say, though not very eloquently, that we are with you and we appreciate everything you have done, and we know you are going to win, and in the final analysis, we are all going to win. Yeah, well, if she's your leader and you're spokesperson, yeah, then you're just going to win a good ticket to hell.